part 2. I'm not even going to wait for anyone to start coming in again. I apologize for that first live video. It just kind of shut down on its own. I'm not exactly sure what just happened, but I was leaving off with some kind of announcement coming in for some of the collective, involving people, places, things, situations, but also for some of the collective, some kind of invitation. And again, like I said at the tail end, where before I got cut off in the first live video, also some of you could be waiting on some kind of results for something. Or otherwise, sometime this week, you will have a significant message to convey to others. Something that you as the collective are meant to bestow upon others. We also have the baby that came out in that shuffle, which can represent new beginnings and not necessarily like a literal child coming in, not necessarily a pregnancy or a birth. It can represent a new opportunity, a new project. Hello, Bro Starly. Good to see you. Happy Monday. This is actually part 2 of the collective 7-day outlook. I was in the middle of explaining the last card, and the live just shut down by itself. Like, I wasn't the one that shut it down, so I have no idea what just happened. I didn't hesitate to get right back on the live, though, I'll tell you that much. Especially with the message going good, like, yeah, I'm going to have to label this one as like part 2, 7-day outlook. And then, of course, neither one of them are going to be available for like sometime within the next 24 hours. Oh, goodness. So, overall, the energy is looking good. This is going to be part 2, just so you guys know. There is a part 1 to this 7-day outlook. The live just shut down all on its own. I had no part in it. It just shut down on its own, and it was like, here you go. Here's your highlight for your live video. And I'm like, but I didn't end the video, yo. I did not end it. So there's going to be a part 1 and a part 2 of this week's 7-day outlook. Also, invitations, information, new announcements, results. Nevertheless, important messages coming in involving something new that the collective is meant to partake in. I guess I'm okay, bro. I've been on the mend for quite a few days now. I lost track. Feeling a little under the weather. And, on the mend. I don't really want to complain. We do have the anger card that also came out as part of the 7-day outlook. Doesn't necessarily mean that the news or announcements coming in are going to cause this. And especially with overcoming obstacles coming out in part 1, this is overcoming a situation. The message that I'm getting is that the collective is actually with a new perspective, an invitation to have a new perspective on a situation, person, place, or thing that at one point in time may have made the collective angry. But we're overcoming those obstacles, as that message already came out from the Woodland Wardens in part 1. Hello, Jazz. Hello, Tashanka. Blessings to you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for being here. Blessed day. Grand rising, afternoon, evening, or rest, wherever you are. Now, this card can also represent a situation where something new had sprung up that was meant to annoy you. It was meant to rouse your emotions. But to some degree, for some of you, it could have been someone trying to get you to fly off the handle. But with this card coming out in part 1 and it already in our immediate environment, which you will see if you decide to go take a look at part 1. Sadly, it's processing now, so it's not going to be ready for a while, but if you do get a chance, you'll see that overcoming these obstacles is already in the environment of the collective. I just want to put that out there since it came out in part 1. All these cards came out in part 1, as well as inspiration already in the immediate environment of the collective. Okay? And all of these other cards. Taking a more clean and clear, innocent approach, regardless of the situation. Embracing those changes, like an overhaul. The collective has been going through an overhaul. It's the first thing that I think of when I see this horseless carriage here that looks like it's been restored. And then the support of the community and that new perspective, seeing through the eyes of a child with awe and wonder. And in doing so, getting out of our thoughts and not obsessing and overcoming despair. All of that already came out in part 1. Those are the obstacles we're overcoming. And then it shows up that sometime recently something occurred that was meant to knock us off our square and get us to fly off the handle so that we would be distracted from that new perspective, that new project, that new start, and the invitation for a fresh start coming in. Hello, Kelly Belly. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful sister. Happy Monday. Yes, we're going to pin that. Thank you for dropping that in the chat. Thank you so much. Now we're going to go back into the same deck, the Hungarian Gypsy, for a bit more energy coming in as part of our 7-day outlook this week. Happy Monday, Gerald. Hello, Bro Star. Long time no see. Happy Monday to you. You. Yes, happy Monday and welcome. Hello there. Let's go back into the Hungarian Gypsy for more energy coming in for the collective this week. Holy Spirit Source. Here we go. More energy for the 7-day outlook, please. Oh, and the cards just touched this little bunch right here and this little bunch right here as they were falling. Okay, we have the Widower. A situation that occurred in the lives of the collective that we may have been pining over or mourning over. Something involving the past. It could also be a time of remembrance that could be occurring this week, not necessarily pining over something that occurred in the past. This is also accepting a situation that at some point in the past the collective wasn't willing to accept. You could have also gone through a period of isolation that you will be coming out of in the next 7 days. Or otherwise, for some of you, even feeling like some kind of sense of abandonment in some kind of way. But we also have falseness coming out upside down. Indication that whatever it was felt very real to you, to the collective. Whatever it was that has been occurring has felt very real. Lies, corruption, fakery, betrayal, a two-faced person, deception, a cover-up. Or this could have been you lying to yourself about everything being okay, when in all reality it wasn't. When in all reality the merriment in your lives had been turned on its head. Some of you, not out of deception at all, but out of possibly protecting your feelings, you may have been faking the funk by pretending that something was going good for you, when in all actuality, that joy had been turned upside down. Taking a closer look. For some of you, it involved a marriage that had been turned upside down. Or otherwise, some kind of extremely important connection that had several layers of formalities to it. Something that was official, is official, or felt official that had been affected or is being affected. Some kind of bond, be it professional, personal, romantic, or any otherwise. Some kind of agreement that has been affected or will be sometime throughout the next 7 days. Excuse me. But here's more indication. Give me just 1 second, please. Some kind of indication that you're getting out of your head about it. With thoughts upside down, you're getting out of your head about it, whatever it is. You've done enough of that being buried in thoughts, and you're getting out of your head. And excuse me. We also have the letter and the gift. Sometime in the next 7 days, you will be getting a message about some kind of contribution. Some kind of contribution. Some kind of act of service or giving. You're going to receive some kind of message about it. Hello, Icy. Hello, Bro Star. Great to see you again. Sorry, guys, I had to mute again really quickly to cough my brains out and then come back to this. I still have a little bit of a tickle, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this. But since I had to start another live and we're only 18 minutes in, I can go a bit longer now. So what I love about this, both of these cards coming out in the same message, is that this is a message of approval. This is a positive message coming in for the collective, pertaining to an application that you may have put in, or an opportunity that you have been waiting for correspondence on. You've been waiting on some kind of answer. And the good news is, regardless of the person, place, thing, or situation that it pertains to, you're going to get a message of approval with the gift. The gift is enhancing the message. It's amplifying the message in a positive way. That is what has been placed on my heart for this particular message and the collective 7-day outlook. You may even receive some kind of reward, contribution, an actual, like something in the physical, and not just like the other forms of energetic reward that already came out in part one, since this is part two of our 7-day outlook. Are you looking forward? Gerald, are you looking forward to getting a new job? If you are, I will send up positive thoughts and vibes pertaining to that. The rewards are coming in for you sometime this week. Some kind of approval this week. That's all I can give you at this time, bro. There's also another message with that gift card. And I mean the card representing the gift. But, oops, for some of you, you may be receiving a gift card in the mail. Or, yeah. You sling boxes, huh? Oh boy. My imagination just went wild with that one. That can mean a number of different things. Slinging boxes. Are we talking about pine boxes or gift boxes? Or both? Amazon. Oh my goodness. Why did that go over my head? 80 pounds. Anything over 80 pounds? In every place I've ever worked at involving weight, if it was over 80 pounds, it was company policy to get assistance. Because you're so vague all the time, huh? Yeah. I'm actually practicing being more vague. I can say the same thing in 20 different ways. Pool tables, safes. Oh, it's a two-man thing. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that would make more sense. Otherwise, more power to you. Don't hurt yourself, buddy. Remember, lift with the legs and not the back. Lift with the legs and not the back. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else is coming in. In terms of energy for the 7-day outlook. Hello, Carl. Thank you so much for showing up here, brother. Happy Monday. Welcome, welcome, Bro Star. And Mr. Constructive. If you can keep it kind, you can keep your blue suit, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so very much for being here. Much appreciated. Aw, that is so sweet, Lee. Thank you for greeting him with kindness. Just to let you know, Carl, you are loved in this community. Here we go. Now I'm feeling guided to just shuffle till something comes out. Holy Spirit Source. There we go. What did we get? It says some money on the card. But we're being guided to not necessarily take it literally. We can. But initially, the message that I'm getting is more about resources in general. Yes, best of luck on the job hunt, Gerald. Just when we thought, just when we thought we bottomed out and our resources ran dry, looky, looky. A little something to hold us over is what Source Holy Spirit as a messenger just said. I'm just the conduit here. I'm just the messenger. I'm just that line of communication holding the line. We have the resources to hold us over throughout this week until more rolls in. And good news about more resources as well as support already came in part 2. And Source is saying, in terms of what's already in the environment of the collective from the bottom of the deck, this is already here, already done. Whatever these incoming resources are, they will be reliable. Fidelity, resources, reliable resources coming in the next 7 days. In the meantime, we have enough to scrape by. No worries. No worries. And it can be a trusted source. A trusted source. Beautiful. See, there it is showing up already, Gerald. A trusted source or resource already in the environment. It's already here. And to some degree, that source is you. Being optimistic and open-minded, and that energy also already came out in these cards in part 1. Being optimistic and being open-minded to trying something new and being that creative. The very first card to come out for our 7-day outlook was that creative, tapping into the creative archetype within us. Again, this week, but this time, something new. But kind of a message coming off of that about it could very well be something that you had tried before and it didn't turn out so great. So you're stripping that concept all the way down to the original idea all over again. And then from there, you're going a completely different route with this person, place, thing, project, situation. And with that optimism and open-mindedness, as well as that ability to have a different perspective, a new perspective that's coming in a short period of time. This card represents a brighter perspective, as a matter of fact. Not matter of fact, that's really not the best choice of words. but a brighter perspective nevertheless. That's the game changer, as well as embracing the creative, coming out of the shadow. Like Falcon said in part one, um, we need a break from all of that, doing the ego work, the shadow work. And so we are. We're coming out of the shadow this week and embracing more of the creative. All right, let's do a split. Hello, Icy. Oh, and here we have death, which also represents more transformation. We had like 5 or 6 different cards in part 1 come out representing transformation. No joke. I mean, I got the receipts, but they're processing, and I don't know when part 1's going to be posted for this week because that one was also live. That one was also live, and it's processing right now. This is something that the collective still has yet to say farewell to. There's a final farewell that is meant to happen this week, but it hasn't occurred yet. That's why it's upside down. Or it already occurred and it wasn't well received, so it's time for a do-over. It's time for a sincere farewell. Yes. A final farewell to a person, place, thing, or situation. It could be an occupation. It could be a relationship. It could be a community. It could be a company that you've been with for the last so many years. And you putting in your notice was not well received. So they wanted to fight it, but not like putting their dukes up. They wanted to, manipulate and take advantage and try to convince you to stay, that type of thing. Or it's something that already occurred that is coming to pass but was not well received. A transformation that was not well received. And the energy of a do-over. Like, oh, really? Do we have to circle the block to make it clear that final farewell is here? That part. An ending. It's over. A cycle is coming to completion. Time to move on. Forget the past and head off in a different direction. And what is the result already in the immediate orbit of the collective? There's that good fortune. In part 1, I can't remember who said it. I'm pretty sure it was one of the ladies who mentioned that they felt that a prior message had meant that good luck or good fortune was about to come in for the collective. Lo and behold, here it is. Her little prediction already just came true to an extent, because here it is. Now, how neato petito is that? How neato petito is that? You'll have to see part 1. You'll be able to read the messages in the chat as well, because I haven't been turning off the chat replays. For the life of me, I cannot remember who said it, but they called it. And I agreed wholeheartedly. Like, yes, some kind of victory, satisfaction. For some of you, it could be making a sale. For others of you, no matter what, it's going to feel like a miracle, a lucky streak, something that we have been anticipating coming true for us. That's the second message of that as well, because that message of something throughout sometime this week coming true for us came through in part 1 with the caiman and the poppy. Like parts of our dreams, whatever it is we've been working towards, actually starting to come into fruition due to a great deal of just falling back, choosing to be on that team chill timeline, and being patient. Patient, patient, patient. This is also some kind of unexpressed talent, that newness that we are being guided to embrace in some kind of way. A new form of artistic creative expression that we are meant to take action with, to be the one to initiate it in some kind of way, even if it's in some kind of small way of embracing that new project, person, place, thing, or situation. The rewards are already it's like the rewards are already in the environment on standby. And it is a great deal. Excellent intentions. Good call, Gerald. Absolutely. So, nothing but good intentions coming in for the collective and from the collective. No matter what others may aim to bring in, it is not relevant, because overcoming obstacles came out in part 1. As well as that metamorphosis that we have been going through, and going inward for inspiration. As we shed the old to regenerate the new. With childlike awe and wonder. Nice. Now, we had Malady also in the immediate environment, but it was in reverse. So, this is saying that sometime in the next 7 days, the collective will be able to regain the ability to cope through situations. It's like pushing through these obstacles and unpleasant changes. Some kind of recovery that has already occurred to some degree. It could be recovering from a loss. It could be recovering from an illness. It can be recovery in a number of different ways. It could be cessation, abstinence. Excuse me. And it's about time that I wrap this up soon. But it's fair to mention that also in the environment of the collective, we have the sweetheart. This could be you, or this could be a special lady friend, a wife, a girlfriend. Someone who is going to be the one to come in to basically update you in terms of people, places, things, and situations that you love. If you're a male, this could be somebody, a special lady to you, a new girlfriend. But otherwise, if you're not looking for romance, it could represent a good friend who's also a female. I love you too, Gerald. Thank you. And whatever this newness is, it will not involve cheating or jealousy. It will be absent of any kind of cheating or jealousy. With it being upside down, it's like, yeah, great news. There will not be any third party situations involved. Rather, it's a third part, what would be perceived to be a third party contract that um, someone may have tried to cheat you on, but then course corrected. Or you are catching it and course correcting it sometime this week. It can involve a vocation and that type of contract, but it can also involve a lover. Nevertheless, overall, it can involve anything that you love, person, place, thing, or situation that you have really invested a lot of your love into. Nevertheless, not only that, but with this card out and this card out, we have divine counterparts. Continuous love and support through this is a power couple, but not necessarily romance. I have to mention that every time. Divine, this could be a business that two people are meant to come together and operate continuously. And it will have a powerful impact on humanity. Otherwise, this is a, yes, but like a job offer that is like the perfect match for you, sort of, so to speak. I don't even know if like perfect is the right word, because there's really no such thing as perfect anything. Not even in a twin flame dynamic, it's not going to be perfect. That is the biggest myth that we are being guided to overcome in terms of sacred unions and twin flames and twin rays, is that myth that it is like the perfect connection. No. We will set ourselves up for more of that pain and sorrow until we realize that there's no such thing as perfect. However, this is potent and powerful, even when it's not perfect. A vocation, a business partnership, and for some, even a romantic connection that is meant to be potent, powerful, and everlasting. Like, Not in a fairy tale sense either. But nevertheless, a potent and powerful connection of some kind coming in this week, or growing stronger, like doubling this week in terms of potency, without any third party involvement or jealousy. However, with this card, it could involve a secret admirer that, with it being upside down, is no longer a secret. All right. And that concludes the message, everyone. I can start to feel like the scratchiness in my chest and in my throat. The cough is like coming on and probably going to get worse. So I'm going to draw this to a close now. This is part 2 of our 7-day outlook. Part 1 is processing. This one will be processing shortly. And I want to thank you so very much for tuning in. Whenever you tune in, from wherever you tune in. Multiversal Soul Familia. With much gratitude and appreciation from my heart chakra to yours. Brightest of blessings and agape omni love to all. Next live will be tomorrow at 10:10 a.m. Eastern Time. Brightest blessings.